milk, lemonade. Around the corner, this podcast is made. Welcome to How Do We Human. This is the podcast where we talk about all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox, and this podcast is made in your butt.
And today, what's coming out of that butt is milk. We're talking milk today.
What a fun start. We are talking milk.
It's coming. Excited. Well, it makes sense, everybody, because your butt is also referred to as your derriere. Dairy for milk.
I never put that together.
But before we let that milk loose, let's talk to Evan and find out. Evan, how you doing?
You know, I'm doing okay. I had a prop I needed for my how you doing, and it's not here. So I guess I'm not doing great.
Oh.
It's over there. I'll let you be the judge.
Do you want to get it?
Grab it or not. I'm going to tell the story first, and then you'll be the judge, jury, and executioner.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Wow, throwback.
Throwback, baby!
Throwing it back 220 plus episodes.
So this is an update on old Cranky Thumbs. Old Cranky Thumbs Evan finally got that appointment to talk to an orthopedic surgeon. This is a hand specialist, hand selected by someone else to look at my hands and look at that the MRI I had and tell me what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, catch these hands.
Oh, we threw hands. Pow! Take a look at that. This, and my girlfriend was saying, like, that's just part of Evan, what do you call it, an HMO insurance plan, where I'm going like, why did it take this long to actually talk to someone that can tell me anything? She's like, that's just how it works. You can't just schedule an appointment with the right person. You have to go to your doctor, they send you to someone, and then 5 doctors later you're talking to someone that knows what they're talking about. No offense,
almost like the system's broken.
It is, but my the physical medicine specialist who suggested the MRI, she did her best with her expertise, but her expertise isn't special or specifically hands. Same goes to my chiropractor. He helped me out plenty. He knows the muscles, but that's not his job. What's going wrong with Evan's thumbs? This guy knows. And I immediately was like, I don't know. You know that feeling when you're talking to someone? There's something like, you know, when you're talking to a doctor, you pretty quickly know, like, I don't trust this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to listen to what this guy says and make my own decisions. And then when you're talking to a doctor, it's like, oh, this is a doctor. This guy's telling me what's what. This guy, I was like, no, I feel very confident. It was good to get this. Long story short, it's just that old, not to summon a ghoul to the podcast, but it's that old Louis C.K. joke about, you know, having an injury, going to the doctor tells you to take some medicine. He said, for how long? And he says, forever. That's just something you do now. I'm just getting old. And he's telling me, you know what? You've been playing music and doing this shit your whole life. Like, you're wearing your thumbs down. It's not to a point that, like, he's like, I won't recommend surgery at all. This is something that'll heal itself. You just have to listen to your body, know when to back off. I'd recommend this, I'd recommend that, you know, ibuprofen. Shit I'd already been doing, basically. And by his words, he's like, yeah, sounds like you're doing the right thing. You just gotta keep doing it. Fuck, man. That's dark. That's really fucking dark. But he recommended compression gloves, which people will use for, like, working out and stuff. So I got some, and they're like, I don't know if it's complete bullshit, but I don't know if you've seen them. They've got, like, copper in them, and that's supposed to, like, help it breathe and help keep it cool, so you're not overheating and sweating in the gloves.
Okay.
Seems to work okay. But so I got a pair, and I've been wearing them, playing guitar, and it's like, no, yeah, that does feel a lot better. So that's definitely doing less damage. But now I'm like, the copper on it's kind of sparkly looking, and I'm over here playing music with one glove. Am I turning into Michael Jackson?
Ooh,
Now the question is, do you need to see the glove?
yeah. Now I'm gonna need to see the glove.
Now that I back to back summoned Louis C.K. and Michael Jackson, let's see this
Yeah,
glove.
let's see
Let's
what
see where
happens
Evan's
to Evan.
life is going.
Yeah.
Back in a minute.
Of course, as Evan goes to get that glove, we're gonna find out if it fits. Because if it does, I must acquit.
All right. And here's I don't know if it's better or worse, but like it's better for playing guitar that they're fingerless gloves. But that's also its own thing. That's like Scene Kid
Yeah.
2002. So from the back,
Okay.
like that.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
From the front is like this, a little shiny, a little grippy. What do you think? Oh, we've got two hands on one of these, and that's just all the time Evan's wearing this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's quite Michael Jackson,
Okay,
and
that's good to
maybe
hear.
that's I don't have a huge knowledge of Michael Jackson fashion, but I want to say
you
that his
must.
glove was white and
Correct.
yours is black, which I
That is
think
correct.
saves
Chris, it
you
doesn't
quite
matter
a
if it's
bit.
black or white. It's a Michael Jackson song.
I understand.
You got it?
I got it. I was trying to decide if I should make one of those middle school jokes about his appearance. but can't quite put it together, and definitely not sure it's worth it. So
we'll leave it as is. All right. Well, that's it. I feel okay. We'll see what the listeners think. Go check out our YouTube at HowDoWeHuman and take a look at Evan's gloved hand. I do have two gloves, to be fair. I just don't need it on the left one. So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to wear it.
Yeah.
That's that. The other thing, I know I'm just wasting time, but let's be honest, we're talking about milk today. What are we doing? But it does crack me up. Every single fucking I think doctors, there's like that old saying, musicians want to be stand-up comedians wish they were musicians.
Yeah.
So you always see these people mingling together. I think doctors also want to be musicians. Every single doctor on my path, when I'm like, because I specifically tell them, like, I play music, and that's where I feel like it's coming from, because that's where I'm feeling it when I'm doing it, and it's a thing I'm not going to stop doing. And so he's like very serious, straightforward, asking me like, okay, so how long has this been going on? About 6 months. And how bad of a pain is it? Oh, about this. And what kind of music do you play? I don't know, like alternative. Oh, okay. You taking anything for it? Ibuprofen, maybe? Oh, okay. You in a band? Or you just like every other question?
Yeah, you need somebody to jam with.
Yeah. You looking for a practice space? I've got a garage. I don't know. I'll jam. I'll get a band of my doctors together. That might be best for my hand.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my update. It sucks, but it is. It is what it is. I try to accept aging. I'm okay with my little gray hairs in my beard and my lacking of hair. This is just another part of it. And my knees hurt when it rains. My knees hurt only when it rains. Chris!
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Here's a situation that happened at work with a customer. This customer came up. They were an older woman and came up and asked for without getting too specific, a certain service that our company can provide, with
Mhm.
the like justification being, because I'm elderly. And then she
Sure.
followed it up with super elderly. Okay. And I
That's
was
funny.
like, yeah, that's fine. We'll take care of that for you.
Yeah.
Um, but then she has more stuff to say,
Oh.
as elderly customers often do.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
what she said to me was, "How old do you think I am?"
Oh
Oh,
no!
no, thank you.
You already threw out super old. You're
Yeah,
not going to add anything positive to the discussion.
exactly.
23? Oh, sweetheart. Here's a candy. Old
um,
lady character.
but yeah, I was like, "Oh no, that's all right." um, and she was like,
I'm
"No,
good.
no, really, like, go ahead, guess. You won't hurt my feelings." It's like it's so like I'm taking your word for it that you need like this thing that you asked for. I'm not like it's fine. We're done here. um,
You're so old, your social security card has the number 1 on it. Oh!
oh,
That'll get him.
um,
Teach you to ask me your age again.
but she keeps pushing it. She was like, "I love to do this to people because they get so uncomfortable. Guess my
I like this old
age."
lady.
And
This is my
so
kind of old lady.
I think I guessed like 77, right?
Great guess. In my head, you talking about this, I was like, my guess would have been 79, but that would have sounded ruder. 77 is a good conservative guess.
Right. So, and she said, "Oh, thank you. I'm 87." It's like,
Okay.
perfect. That
Crushed
is
it.
exactly like for a situation where I like started sweating bullets there for a second. Worked out perfectly because I didn't guess some bullshit answer like 23.
Yeah.
Um, but I still was like, essentially, you look 10 years younger than you really are.
Yeah.
Uh, good things all around. But if you're an older person, please don't make employees at workplaces guess your age. It's a
Or
bad
do.
idea.
Or do. I like this old
Or
lady. I
do,
want to
but
hang
like
out with
have a
her.
have like a prize. You know what I mean? Like you were like,
Well,
"Oh,
when you
23."
were
Like, okay, here's a piece of candy. Like,
when
there's
you
no
were saying
prize for
that,
me.
I was literally thinking this would be a great game show, like the taxi cab. What the fuck was that show?
Cash cab?
Cash cab, cash grandma. She's walking around with a shit ton of cash, asking men to guess her age. I don't know what gets the money, guessing it on the nose.
Yeah,
And
I
then
mean, if
if
you're
you
going
refuse
cash
to guess,
cab,
she takes your money.
if you're going cash cab rules, is it like, oh, you can still phone like a friend or you can ask another passerby on the street like for
That's good.
assistance?
That's good. You can FaceTime a friend. You're like, how old is this lady?
Or it's like deal or no deal, right? And there's like
Mm.
20 grandmas up on the
Ah,
risers.
yeah.
And it's like one of these women is 87 years old. Which one
Ah,
do you think it is?
I feel like
Or
it's
the
the
banker
obvious choice.
calls
I'm
you
gonna.
and says, "Hey, I'll pay you this much not to make the guess."
Yeah. This is good.
This is a good idea.
This is a good idea. How do we human productions?
What's my age
What?
again?
There you go. What I would have said in that scenario to
Okay.
this 87-year-old delight, she says, "How old do you think I am?" I'd say, "You look 23, and how do you feel about 23 and me?" Let me get in those jeans.
Yeah, okay.
Let me get
If
a
I ever see her
spit
again,
sample.
I'll give her your number.
That's a good pickup line. I'm going to use that. 23 and me. Let
And
me
when
take
you
a spit
say
sample
when you say,
and get in those
when
jeans.
you say you're going to use it,
Hmm.
is that with your girlfriend who is already with you? Is
Yeah.
it like a test of like,
I
you
promise
sure you want to
you.
stick around?
I promise you, I'm 100% going to use that on my girlfriend the next time I see her. Because I'm delightful. Let's talk milk.
Let's talk milk.
Is this conversation gonna age like milk?
Oh man. Look, I'm glad that you bring up that phrase because
Okay.
we do have a quiz later.
Yeah.
And this is exciting. I don't know really how it's gonna work, but I did put together a little intro and exit package for our quiz this time. And
All
so I was
right. All
looking for
right.
clips of things, and I was like, are there any good like quotes about milk?
Yeah.
And when you search that, it's just quotes that aged like milk, or
Yeah.
it's quotes from Harvey Milk. Those are like your two
Yeah.
options, and that's not what I want. I just want more examples of things like the quote from Anchorman, but
Yeah.
it's very difficult to find.
I believe
Um,
that.
and it feels like, I mean, that's just one of those phrases that like one person on social media used, and now everybody uses it to drive it into the
Mm-hmm.
ground,
Yeah.
especially with things that like when I hear something aged like milk, in my mind something has gone so bad that it is disgusting.
Yeah.
I should be physically repulsed by whatever quote I'm about to hear or
And I
image
wanna
I'm
be.
about to see. And instead, it's something that's like, oh, that used to be kind of true and now it's kind of not.
Yeah.
That didn't age like milk.
Nah. BuzzFeed editors just have like those all of those phrases on a whiteboard and any story that they've got. They're like, which one does this fall under? That aged like
All of
milk.
them?
Put it under age like milk. Put it under.
These quotes aged like milk. And I think we should normalize this. And I need everyone to listen up.
I like it. I like it.
Um,
Done.
do you, well, first we should address, um,
Hmm.
this was a listener suggested topic.
It's true.
Your friend Dustin Chadwick,
Good
um,
memory.
thank you, suggested that we do an episode on milk, and
Yes,
we were like, of course,
of course.
that's absolutely something we can talk about for over an
Anytime.
hour. Um,
I'm ready. I got a lot to talk about.
do you drink a lot of milk, Evan?
I don't.
Okay.
Um, I am one of the millions and or billions of probably not millions of lactose intolerant people. I can drink milk.
Have you
Never.
always been lactose intolerant, or is that a thing that
No.
has aged like milk?
Hey, that is a
Being
thing that
your
aged like milk.
body.
Yeah,
My
I
body has
would
aged
say
like milk.
honestly, I've said it before, and I'll put it there with it. It was I I quit smoking, and my body fell apart.
Oh,
I quit
interesting.
smoking, and my body could no longer process caffeine or dairy. I don't know if there's anything behind this, but yeah, dairy is a bad idea. And the problem is, I take Lactaid, which is wonderful. If you're lactose intolerant and you don't take Lactaid, and you're just going like, I guess I don't need cheese. Stop it. Stop fooling yourself. We all need cheese. Cheese rules. I love my Lactaid. But when you take it, like you take it with a meal, and then everything went fine. And you take it the next day when you eat some dairy. And then you kind of develop a bit of a tolerance, and that'll fake you out because then you'll have like a week where you're just like, I don't even need to take. I ran out of lactate, and it doesn't fucking matter. I could drink milk. Here we go, yay! And then you shit your pants like a week after that. It's bad news, bears. Anyway, long story short, I used to love milk, and now I can't drink milk. And I can't, and I don't. I enjoy almond milk, but I no longer. I would say when I started becoming lactose intolerant, I was drinking almond milk and would use it for cereal, etc. And now I pretty much just never have anything milk like at all.
Okay. I also feel the shift in my body of becoming less tolerant of dairy. I have switched to the like Fairlife milk, which is like lactose free milk.
I've had one or two lactose free milks that I was like, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
for sure. And I definitely feel like that's helped a lot. I never really, when I was a kid, I guess, but I never really drank a lot of milk post like, I don't know,
Post
10
nine
years
11.
old. Yeah, post 9/11. In the shadow of 9/11, I stopped drinking milk. But I would still have it with my cereal. Um,
Yeah,
but
that's the
the
problem.
yeah,
When you stop drinking milk, you can't like. What am I gonna get? Like a little thing of milk and have one bowl of cereal? No, that's way too expensive. So you get a whole thing of milk, and then that just it ends up just going bad.
yes.
And one of my, I don't know if you've experienced this yet, or if like your girlfriend has milk there, or just you're out at milk parties a lot. uh, After I stopped drinking milk and got used to almond milk, and I use unsweetened almond milk. Regular sweet almond milk, pretty good, but like I don't know why people desperately wanted vanilla to be the flavor of fake milks. It's horrible. I hate it. I hate vanilla flavored milk. Fucking stop it. But since I stopped drinking milk, I can no longer tell the difference between good and bad milk. Good milk smells like bad milk to me.
I don't think I've quite gotten to that point yet. But you're definitely right. Like regular milk goes bad so much faster than I was using it.
Yeah.
But like they don't sell milk in the right quantity for
Not
me.
really.
It was either like it was too little or it was too much. I needed a Goldilocks milk. Is that what we should go into
Yeah.
business? Should we make Goldilocks milk?
Mm.
Just the right amount. Um,
Only problem is people disagree on what the right amount of milk is for a bowl of
yeah, but
cereal.
they're wrong. But wouldn't you also
Do we
agree?
agree?
Wouldn't you also agree, sir? That um,
Wow.
like when when Goldilocks is in the Three Bears home,
Yeah.
um, like the bed that's too soft. Hey, that bed's great for that bear.
For
That
that.
bed that's too
Yeah.
firm. Oh, that bed's perfect for that bear. When it's just right. So it really only matters what's just right for us as the titular Goldilockses.
Yeah. I
Everybody
also
else
think
can get fucked.
Goldilocks is
Um,
a fool. If you're breaking into someone's house and you find a soft bed, that's fine. Might hurt my back in the morning, but like I'll sleep on it. Also, don't break into people's houses. You might get shot.
that's so true.
Boom.
Um,
Goldie.
but with the lactose free milk that I
Yeah.
currently have, like the it lasts so much longer. It's good for so much
Hmm.
more time, which is also
Yeah.
like a huge
It
benefit
does.
for a thing that like I don't really feel like taste wise like I don't feel like I'm missing the taste of regular milk. It's like close enough that I don't
That's
mind.
I think that's the thing for me in a bowl of cereal. The milk's gonna take on the flavor of that cereal, so
Sure.
whatever. A flavorless, but at the same time, the idea of like people will do cereal with water, and that's horrifying.
Ew.
But if you think about it, like, why is that horrifying? Why is that much different than like completely unflavored lactose free milk?
I don't know, but it is.
I don't know, but it is. I
Because
do.
it's like
Okay.
you wouldn't, when you like dunk cookies in milk, you wouldn't dunk
Hmm.
a cookie in water.
Try it. See what happens.
Ah, no. No, no, no,
By
no.
the end of this episode,
Not
you're gonna.
interested.
Actually, I've got some cookies. I'll dunk a cookie in water. I have two questions.
Okay.
One of which came from a listener.
Great.
We solicited some questions and essentially got a few of the same question. So we're just going to ask this question.
Great.
This one came from a super listener, Jordan Parker,
Yes.
and it partially pertains to what we're talking about, but it leads me to something else. The big question, the obvious question.
And I've not seen this question,
He
so
has not seen this
I
question.
cannot cheat on this answer.
Skim 2% whole or non-dairy. I don't know why he
2%,
I don't know why
baby.
he skipped over 1%. It's a good option.
Well,
So
he's a man of the people. Fuck the 1%.
I absolutely grew up drinking 2%.
Yeah.
2%, that's a perfect little combo. As I got a little bit older, and maybe it was beginning to feel those kind of stomach things, I went off a little and was like, let's see what 1% does. And it's one of as I get older, I go less for like what's the best thing I can get, and more for like, oh, let's go balance. It can taste a little less good if it's better for me. And so 1%, I'm like, that's gonna make all the fucking difference in the world. So I was doing 1% for a while there, and then obviously the lactose intolerant thing happened. But I got to talk about whole milk and whole
Yeah.
milk drinkers. And don't take this offensively, because I know a lot of you out there. You're fucking weird. Don't take offense to that.
Right.
Just because I'm saying it doesn't mean you have to hear it and be offended by it. But you're weird. I don't know what it is. And I think there is something culturally that I'm probably in the wrong for thinking that at all. But there's something funny about an adult drinking whole milk. In my mind, whole milk is what you give the babies and the kiddos.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's the only time I even had whole milk, but I really only I know I've had skim milk and I've had 1% milk.
Yeah,
But almost my whole life has just been
the dose.
the 2% milk. Even
Yeah.
the lactose free one that I have is still 2%. Cuz that's the one that tastes the best to me.
It is.
I think
It's
skim milk and 1% milk, they may be healthier, but they don't taste right to me.
1%'s fine for me, but it's definitely not as good as 2% milk. I when I was working at one of the radio stations I worked at, we were doing some, like any fucking morning show. "Well, here's this bit, and there's something milk related, or like we just needed milk. Maybe it was like a spicy, maybe it was the one chip challenge, some shit like that. We're like, well, we gotta get milk for everyone. And so the host was like, I'll go across the street and get milk for everyone. He just came back with this thing of fucking whole milk. And I died laughing. And everyone kind of thought I was weird for thinking that was weird. But I'm like, if you're buying milk for everyone, that's an insane choice, right? I don't know. It felt strange to me. Maybe I'm the weird one.
No, I feel like to me whole milk is like an ingredient in
Yeah.
like baking or cooking maybe.
But even then, like I'd always like cream or half and half is gonna work
Yeah,
better for you.
right.
I don't know. I don't know. So I guess then now is the time to reveal essentially that what I already said. I don't drink milk at all, and now find myself in some haughty position of like, no one should drink milk. You know, those like toxic thoughts of like, I'm
Yeah.
this way, so everyone should be that way. And I was saying before, we were talking about something, I mentioned my weird compared to a lot of the people my age and our general millennial generation, older and younger, I feel this absolute undying need to be seen as an adult.
Okay.
I don't play with toys and watch cartoons, and I don't fucking drink milk. I think that just falls into it for me. I don't know why. I'm talking to a therapist later today. Maybe I'll talk
Bring
to
it
her
up.
about milk.
Please do. Ask her if she wants to be on this podcast.
Okay, yeah, that would be healthy for everyone. She'd learn a lot about me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you just drink milk? Do you drink like a full glass of milk at all, or is milk just for cereal?
Milk is for cereal. I also use it when I am making my eggs in the morning. I put milk in there for the
That's good shit.
yeah.
I don't for obvious reasons, but that is good shit. But for me, that's bad shit.
We mentioned this very briefly in our 45 to 50-minute pre-show
Yes.
of warm-up only on Patreon.
They wish.
But the Got Milk campaign,
Yes,
that was
course.
ever present, every celebrity, fucking cartoon characters,
Yeah.
they all show up with their little milk mustaches, and then it says Got Milk.
Yeah.
Why was that happening? I remember the campaign,
Yeah.
and there's some like milk council, or like council for
The
milk
Dairy
awareness
Council.
or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what that was for. Like, were people not having milk before?
That's the funny
Like,
thought.
of course they were, right?
I feel like, and maybe we should have done a little research, and I didn't. But I feel like there is some.
I was
story
busy
behind
making
that.
the intro and exit packages for our quiz. I was gonna look this up.
I think there is a story. Like, it is just the Dairy Council trying to up sales of milk for the sake of farmers. Which, hey, good for farmers. Good on you. But yeah, it's, I guess, tough to say because we both grew up in the time when Got Milk was rampant. So yeah, we had a lot of milk growing up. Would we have had that much milk growing up? Did our parents have that much milk growing up? I don't know. Did the campaign do anything? Did it make me want to drink? Let me think about that. I'm also trying to remember, because I remember being in school and there being a Got Milk poster in the lunchroom. I'm like, who the fuck was on that Got Milk poster? I can't remember that one.
I think that the one I don't know if it was in our lunchroom or if it was in our classroom, but I believe there was an Arizona Diamondbacks poster of Luis Gonzalez.
Okay.
With the milk mustache and said Got Milk. So I believe that was the one in our school.
I think I'm remembering now. I think it was Michael Jordan. You shook my memory loose with a sports. I was thinking of actors and teen heartthrobs and the like.
It was the campaign existed because milk sales were down, and they were like, we collectively, all the milk companies, gotta get people to buy more milk.
Wait, what did you say? Gotta stop there. Got milk. We did it.
I wish more.
What's that on your face? Mustache. This is like I made that joke the other episode. All these movies going back to the like 80s technology that came and went. Let's make a throwback 80s movie about the got or whatever it started, the Got Milk campaign. And it starts with
Yeah.
that. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Um, you know, the nation got milk, but no one got him. Perfect. but, anyway,
This is good.
I wish more like companies and products did that, where like they all just collectively got together. Like,
Yeah.
people aren't buying enough cars. Let's all work together and do a big car campaign.
Yeah.
But
That'd be good.
I don't know that we're ever going to see anything like that again.
No, it was a very specific thing. I mean, nowadays you want one spokesperson. You get anyone else in there talking about Activa, I fucking dare you. You get slapped with Jamie Lee Curtis.
What are your thoughts on the progressive insurance world building, where now there are like 5? There's like
That's
Flo
strange.
and Jamie and like 2 or 3 other new ones. Like, what's going on here?
Because Flo was such a fucking hit that they were like, we can't just lose Flo. Obviously, she wants to do less.
Obviously, she wants us to lose Flo.
Yeah, but like, it's the most. This term sounds bad. Maybe I'm not supposed to say it anymore. Pussyfooting. It's related to a cat. It's the most pussyfooting ad campaign. It sounds bad when you say it like that. It's not bad. It's fine. Think of a cat, a small cat that's afraid. It's the most pussyfooting ad campaign I've ever fucking seen. No. This episode aged like milk. Someone got himself canceled. Pussyfooted out of here. Say it once.
Celebrities are gonna want to be on this hill with me now, Evan.
Die on this hill with me.
So many celebrities heard you got canceled. Now they want to come on the show.
Please say pussyfooting. I feel so alone. It's weak. It's weak, and if I went in there, I would straighten everyone out, and like Flo's gone. She doesn't want to be here anymore.
Right. Would you do like Planters did, like
kill
a big Super Bowl campaign where you kill off Flo?
That'd be great. And then there's a baby Flo.
Yeah.
Speaking of babies,
because babies love bundles, so that makes sense. A little bundle of joy. Yes.
Oh,
the bundle of joy is car and home insurance.
Oh, this is great. We solved it, and it's so exciting. We forgot whatever Evan was just talking about.
Yep.
With the words. Speaking of babies, they love milk.
Yes, they do.
Literally, they gotta have it, as far as I understand. The funniest thing to me is related to the whole idea of gut milk and like, oh, growing bigger and strong bones. You grow big and strong was the main push of got milk. Is like, you don't want to grow up like spindly and like I would be the ad cat, just me with my shirt off. Do you want to be spindly with a big gut? No, drink milk. But that's exactly the opposite of what it would do. It would give you a big gut. Anyways,
yeah.
The thought process of like, we drink milk from our mothers when we are babes.
Yes.
To grow bigger, technically.
Yes.
Kids age, they get bigger, but you need that fat, you need the calories, you need that the vitamins and the whatever. I think you get some protein from milk too. So it's all in one hefty little package, and it's something that's this big can 100% afford to drink that, and it's great for them. It feels like somewhere along the lines there was the thought like, you know what's bigger than mothers? Cows.
Mm,
We got to keep getting bigger. Mom, we're done.
yes.
We're done. You made me as big as you can make me. Now I'm going to drink a cow's milk and then hopefully a dinosaur's milk. And then I'm Godzilla and I will destroy the world. Am I onto something?
Yeah, I think so.
Just the thought. It's funny to me, the thought, even taking that. I'm moderately joking, but like the idea that we would just constantly keep growing bigger and stronger is weird. It's a weird thought and a weird thing that we all just accepted.
Yeah, well, I think it goes back to and I don't really know, because the Got Milk campaign was like very early 1990s.
Okay, yeah.
I
So
I believe.
I was gonna say like late 80s, but yeah, either
Yeah, it
way,
could
right
be.
around there.
Yeah, somewhere basically what I'm saying is I believe it started before I was born. But the the time that we grew up,
93. Good call.
then I was probably born right before. Does it have a month? Does it have a month on there, Evan?
Not on there. Let's
Then
see what
I was
Wikipedia
almost
says.
definitely born before, but it was the same year then that I was born and the Got Milk campaign started.
Wow.
So, but it
Huh.
like
Do you know
going
who,
back,
real quick, do you know
yeah.
who directed the first Got Milk ad
No,
campaign? You
gosh,
want to take a guess?
who's a good guess for this?
Yeah.
Uh,
Whoa.
you know what? I don't know. I have guesses. I have too many guesses to like to pick one. So just tell me.
Michael Bay.
Oh, was not one of my guesses.
And it's funny, I do remember this commercial, but didn't it's oh my god. Wait a what? The production company was literally called Propaganda Films. Apparently this
Incredible.
was the start of it, and it was the guy, it was like a radio contest. They had to answer this history question, and the answer was Aaron Burr, but he had taken a bite of a peanut butter sandwich and he couldn't say Aaron Burr, so it said Got Milk.
Oh, okay.
And I
Um,
remember that, but
interesting.
yeah, did not realize that I was gonna. Oh, I do have a date, and
Okay.
wildly, although obviously not the same year, one day after my birthday, October 29th, 1993.
Got it. Okay. Well, I was definitely a little baby
A little baby boy,
before
too
Got Milk
small.
started.
I
But
needed to drink some milk.
kicking back to both that campaign, and we've talked before about the food pyramid that you and I grew up
Oh
with.
God, yeah.
Like, I grew up thinking milk was like healthy, like that was a
Milk's the
healthy food
best
or a
thing you
healthy
could
drink, I
have.
guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Um, and
milk and
now
bread.
it's like, yeah, milk and exactly.
Bread was one of the heavier parts of the pyramid. And then
Yeah,
even just like, yeah, you're not supposed to have a lot of sugar, but it's like the top of the fucking pyramid was still sugar. That's still
right.
there.
It was still
Like,
its own group.
we should all have like some cookies.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so so I remember feeling like milk was supposed to be healthy.
100%.
And now it's like I can't, obviously they're like, growing babies, like growing kittens as well. Like there are benefits still to milk, but it's not nearly the healthy beverage that I you should have with every meal like I was originally
No.
led to believe as a child.
No. Yeah, God. Fats, oils, and sweet. I'm looking at the pyramid now. In fact, why don't I just share it with ye? Not that this is exactly what we're talking about, but it's fun to look at.
It's also like it is more fun to look at than the current food pyramid because the current food pyramid is like on its side or something like that. It's like not
So we got,
designed as beautifully as this food
well,
pyramid.
that's the part of it. It was so simple.
Yeah.
But look at all that, 6 to 11 servings of bread,
Yes.
cereal, rice, and pasta.
And I thought that like those carbs were healthy.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, it's okay if I just eat bread straight out of the packaging cuz it's good for me."
Sliced cheese. Fucking get at it. And you'll notice also all the little fats, oils, and sweets. They're in every fucking category. They added the little dots in every one. But yeah, milk, big, big important shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a big deal. And the main push of the whole Got Milk campaign is like, no, it's good for you. It's not. It's
No.
not like horrible for you, but there's a wide berth between that and good.
Right. Something that milk is used to make,
Hmm.
of course, is ice cream, which is
Yes.
a
Yes.
delicious food. Um, but I have started to realize now that that lactose intolerance
Mm,
is starting to affect ice cream for me as well.
heartbreak.
It really is. I can still have like ice cream sandwiches and be
Yeah,
like fine. But
that's
when I
good.
make even a tiny little bowl of ice cream for myself,
Yeah.
I feel like garbage. There is an ice cream place kind of near us that we go to sometimes where I think they like make the ice cream in house or whatever. And
Yeah.
when I go there, I don't feel like garbage. So I think that may also be
Interesting.
part of it. But
Yeah.
um, at work, they had leftover ice cream from the day before. They did some like morale boosting thing where they're like, you don't need a raise, we have ice cream. Um, and,
We're here to give you a raise of your spirits. Ice
and
cream.
and so they had some leftover because I was off the day that they had the main ice cream day,
That's
but they still
terrible.
had some left over. So my coworker Sean was gonna go grab some, and I was in the middle of doing something, so I was like, hey, can you grab me some too? And he was like, okay.
Good guy.
Now, yeah, but Sean comes back and hands me my bowl of 3 gigantic scoops of vanilla ice cream. And even looking at it, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is too much for me, but it's here.
Yeah.
He's given it to me. I can't
Absolutely.
have part of it and
No.
then be like, who wants the rest?
Yeah.
So I eat all 3 scoops of vanilla ice
I
cream and
bet
I
you
spend the
did.
rest of that shift feeling like trash.
It's
But if
funny
it was
because,
like 10 years ago, I would have scarfed that down and it would have been the greatest day at work I've ever had.
yeah, you'd have gotten that raise instead of just getting
Absolutely.
raised a little off the
My
toilet seat.
blood sugar.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The funny thing, like we've talked about in the past, when people will be like, "I brought donuts to work," it's like, well, that's at least a portioned thing. You're like, I might have too many portions, but if I'm going to take one, I'm committing to a giant fucking thing. Ice cream. If you were there for yourself, you could have just taken one little scoop. You could have just taken
Yeah.
a spoonful. Someone brings you like 2 donuts worth of ice cream. Yeah, if it was delivered to me as a portion, I'm eating that.
Yeah.
I don't let sweets go to waste. I never
No.
have. Never. Nary a wasted sweet near old me. Um, I have a tale I want to share
Great.
related to milk and its delightful cousin, chocolate milk.
Yes. Did you think that it came from brown cows?
I never did think that. Or maybe I did, but don't remember. But that wasn't like a thing I remember hearing and going, what? It's not.
There is a statistic. I'm gonna try and pull it up while you're talking, but there is a statistic of a large, an alarming percentage of people think that chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
That's awesome. I love this. That makes zero sense. But a large part of like saying, or like I said, the Got Milk campaign being on posters at school. You got to have milk at school. They're force feeding it to us. If you got a lunch ticket, you're gonna get your little meal and a little carton of milk or chocolate milk. If there's any left, you'll get a chocolate milk. At that age, I'm like, what kid wants the regular milk? Like, everyone wants
Exactly.
chocolate
Yes.
milk.
Correct.
So that's a highlight. I'm like, oh, thank God it's the time of the day I can just have some chocolate milk. And at some point, I don't remember who, somebody, there was a rumor that got spread. The type of rumor that's not like, this definitely happened, but a rumor like, almost like the Halloween like razors in candy rumor, where it's
Right.
like it
Yes.
has happened and it's probably happening here too. And the rumor was that it's so dumb. The chocolate milk wasn't uh to save money. They just took the regular milks, put a little bit of chocolate in for flavor, but the rest of that flavor was blood.
Oh.
And someone tells you this, and I'll tell you this now: if right after hearing that, right now, if you drank a little carton, an unopened carton, and opened it of chocolate milk and took a drink, you'd be like, "That's pretty iron heavy." And it honestly, to this day, like I will drink chocolate milk. If someone else brought some chocolate milk here, absolutely I would drink some. But I don't fuck with chocolate milk in that way that I did when I was a kid at my grandma's house, and she'd get the big old jug of chocolate milk, and I'd be like, that's all for me, I'm gonna drink the whole thing. I've never been able to disconnect the two in my head of like packaged milk and blood. Is that nothing that made its way to you? Is that an Elma nonsense?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking it up right now. First of all, 7% of American adults think that chocolate milk comes from brown cows, which is equal to about 16.4 million people.
What the fuck are we
Um,
doing? What are we doing?
and
That's
then
like,
as for your chocolate milk containing cow's blood,
yeah,
that is a false rumor,
but it's out
but
there. It
it
was
is
a
it
thing.
does appear to be out there. I'm on Snopes.com right now, and
Man, Snopes used to be my favorite website. I
they
loved
do say that it's
Snopes.
false.
Believe it. I trust Snopes with my life.
Great.
I was the Snopes kid. I was the first one in my world to find it, and I shared it with everyone. That was my
Yeah.
first like fact finding mission. Busting ass. Busting ass.
Busted makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Is it time to take a quiz,
I
Evan?
guess it is time to take a quiz. I feel like there's still so much more milk related nonsense to talk. Because I'll finish that up by saying I would feel, and maybe that's still just me related to my wanting to be an adult, I would feel incredibly awkward to just like be in public and drink a glass of milk.
Yeah, no, I would also feel awkward about that as
So
well.
weird. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's also just like I really only drink like water,
Damn.
maybe lemonade.
Yeah.
Even lemonade recently I've been like, you know what?
It's kind of a lot.
It is kind of a lot. I went to Chipotle the other day and they had
Nice.
their big sign that's like check out our new watermelon limeade. And I was
Oh,
like, actually,
sold.
that sounds real good.
Yeah.
So I got it, and then you walk over to their like drink station, and watermelon limeade is completely empty. Like,
Damn.
oh fuck! Guess I'm getting regular lemonade,
Yeah.
which was good, but it like when your heart, body, and soul are all invested in watermelon limeade, it's
Yeah.
still a letdown.
It's a bummer.
Um.
We
All
did
right. So
milk, lemonade. We made it to the end.
yeah, full circle, baby.
And I will just
Um.
say, if I haven't said it before, I hate fudge. Fudge is stupid. Go on.
Oh, I love fudge.
Dumb snack. Who needs it?
I don't like room temperature fudge, which I think is how most
Okay.
people eat it. I'm gonna put that shit in the fridge, let it firm up a little bit. But anyway, so I do have a quiz, and as teased earlier, I did make a little intro and outro package for it. It's really hard to find a quiz about milk.
Okay.
So
That's weird.
there are BuzzFeed quizzes that are like, go shopping and we'll tell you what kind of milk you are. But and I know that sounds like a fake thing that I said. That's a real quiz we could have taken.
I believe
But instead, we're going to take a quiz about cows.
Great.
And so this is a little intro for the cow quiz. And hopefully you can hear this, Evan.
My name is Milk, and I'm here to milk you. He needs some milk.
Cow quiz, cow quiz, cow quiz.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
All right, let's take this cow.
Did you make that? Or did you
I did.
It's pretty
I
good.
made it like an hour ago, or an hour before we started.
Don't you love when a lightning bolt of inspiration hits when you can put something together that fast?
Yeah.
You're just like, nope, I'm going to work harder than I've worked at my job.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Well done.
Thank you. All right. So this is on AmericanCattlemen.com. Do you really know cattle? Take our quiz and find out.
I have a feeling we don't.
I don't think we do.
Okay.
This may be our most challenging quiz yet.
Let's go.
Which
is
perhaps part of why we spiced it up a little bit with that intro. But here we go. Let's start this quiz.
I do like cows.
All right. Tallow is an ingredient in soaps, cosmetics, candles, shortenings, and chewing gum. What part of the cow is tallow? Hair, fat, bone, or blood?
Almost positive it's fat.
All right. That sounds good to me. I truly have no idea, but
I believe. See if we're right. Or does it not say if we're right?
It may not say. Maybe at the end we'll have to find out. We'll see.
I'm almost positive that's what Brad Pitt is talking about in Fight Club when they're taking all the liposuction fat to make soap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
He's talking about tallow. How many different medicines, including insulin and estrogen, come from cattle? 25, 50, 75, or 100? That's a very specific bunch of answers.
Yeah.
So, we know there's 2.
Right. And there's also 2 in the number 25.
Ooh,
a 2 and then a 5.
I'm good with that.
So that's how I'm going to decide.
I like that answer. Good answer.
Beef is the number 1 source of what mineral in the human diet in the United States? Zinc, iron, calcium, potassium.
I feel like it's got to be iron, right?
That's what I think it is too. This is the only one that I feel remotely confident about so far.
That feels good. That feels good. Hamburger meat from one steer would feed a family of 4 for about 6 months. Approximately how many quarter-pound hamburgers would that be? Damn.
Oh my
520,
God.
650, 720, or 810. Hamburger meat from one steer. I mean, you don't need too much meat for a burger.
Right.
Obviously, if the lowest number is 520, I have no idea how we would narrow that down. If you got to guess, we can go with it. I would just, for no reason at all, guess 720.
That's what I was going to guess for no reason.
Well, then, for no reason, we're going to guess 720.
If you breed an Angus with a Hereford, what will you have? An Angford, a Black Baldy, a Harrigus, or a Bald Blackie?
I'm not sure about that last option.
I don't know about that. I mean, that's I believe that, you know, American cattlemen say it, but I don't know that it's I don't know that it's right for us.
I'm sure these are all types of cattle. I've not heard of any of these. I'm obviously familiar with Angus. But that's it. I feel
I'm torn between the first two of an Angford or a Black Baldy.
I would say them because I was just about to say it too, I swear. A Black Baldy. Because I feel like they're above just smushing the words together, right?
Maybe.
We'll see. The United States is one of the top 2 beef-producing countries in the world. Who is the second one? Russia, Argentina, Brazil, or Canada?
Oh man, I don't know. For some reason, I don't think it's Canada.
I don't either. They feel very, just because Canadian bacon exists, they feel very pork focused.
Yeah.
Russia uses beef in like borscht, a bunch of stews and shit like that. Argentina and Brazil, they're also beef eating countries, but Russia is so big.
Yeah. And Russia, this is going to be a stereotype based on what I've seen in movies, but like Russia and like butchers / slaughterhouses feel very like together to me.
That is true. And
that makes me want to pick Russia.
Here's my other thought about it is I know borscht is very much the like comfort food, not necessarily the poor person's meal, but it's not like, oh, I wouldn't touch a borscht, but it is a lower class like comfort meal. So if there's that much, and I don't believe all borscht has beef in it, to be fair, but I know that is a type. If that many people, it's got to be. It's either Russia or Brazil in my mind. Let's go Russia.
Let's go Russia. Which U.S. state has the most beef cows? Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska, or Florida?
I feel like it's Nebraska. I don't know why, but I do. Do I know
interesting.
this?
I feel like it's Texas or Oklahoma.
Texas is definitely biggest, and they've got cows.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go
I feel like Texas is in there as like a deceptive choice. So I don't think it's Florida.
I can't imagine it would be. Florida's also pretty fucking big, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you think Nebraska and I think Oklahoma.
The problem is those would be my 2 top answers.
Yeah. I'm going off of like sports team mascots.
Yeah.
And I know that like, you know, Texas has like the Longhorns and stuff, but I don't know. That was kind of where my mind was initially going with this question.
Though. If we both feel like Texas is obviously an option, but it might be faking us out. And our top 2 would be Nebraska or Oklahoma. What does that initial spell? No. I think we got to go Texas. If we can't
Or
agree.
Does it spell on as in on the right track? These are the questions.
Right.
You want to go with Nebraska? I don't care.
Sure. Anytime we do a quiz and like we go my way and you're spiteful about it, you're right.
Yeah. I mean,
Even though neither of us knows this fact.
I don't know. The tables have turned in the last several quizzes where,
It's
like,
true. Cattle might
I
be
think
part of
I'm
my,
right, but you're actually right.
might be
So
part of my sweet spot. A
maybe.
a cow's
Yeah.
gestation period is the average number of days from the day a cow is bred to the time she has a calf. Approximately how many days is that? 220, 285, 300, or 325? I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I feel like
I have a number that I'll pick for no reason, but I don't know what the answer is.
just knowing what I know. Granted, in general, the cattleman probably has their own thoughts or whatever the fuck this magazine is called or online thing. I'm doing good with the
Website.
words right now. Website. Cattle and beef and dairy production. There's a lot of factory farming out there, and I think there's probably a lot of shitty factory farms out there forcing that gestation period to be a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
Through medical scientific nightmares. So I'm going to say 285.
That was the number I was going to pick for no reason.
B's always a good, I don't fucking know answer.
It is. The salivary glands of cattle located beneath the tongue produce how many gallons
Holy
of saliva per day? 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, or 20 to 25?
Having met a number of cows, there are some gallons. So I do believe this. But I don't fucking know.
I don't know why,
You're
but I
thinking
want to
50
say 20 to 25.
Let's go 20 to 25. Let's give a
right.
maximalist answer.
Yes.
A 1,000-pound cow will produce how many tons of manure in a year? Jesus. 2, 4, 6, or 8 tons.
How much manure do we...
How much moo
How
manure?
much manure? How much manure do we appreciate is what I was trying to say after 2468.
That's good. That's quality.
That's quality stuff that you only get from this podcast. I want to say that they produce a 1,000-pound cow will produce, but in a year, I was going to say 4.
Am I wrong? Isn't a ton 1,000 pounds? 2,000 pounds. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say why wouldn't they just say a 1-ton cow? A half ton cow.
Right. A half-ton cow produces how many tons of manure? I want to say 4.
Let's do it then. Again, B's always a strong choice.
If a cow spends 6 hours a day eating, jealous, how many hours will it chew its cud each day? 2, 4, 6, 8?
Moo do we appreciate? How many hours? Let's go 8.
Let's do it. That's what I felt as well.
What organization has the largest purebred cattle registry in the world? The American Angus Association, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, oh, hello, American Wagyu Association, or the National Hereford Association? Largest purebred cattle registry. It feels like cattlemen, like,
yeah, that
giving
seems
themselves
like
some hype.
I like that answer because otherwise it's AAA for American Angus Association, which there'd be too much confusion.
Yeah, it'd be people
NCBA,
coming to
all right,
fix your
that's
car, get your car off the side
Right.
of the road, and you're like, no, I need a burger.
Yeah, or AWA or NHA. I think let's go NCBA.
It's the English health Whatever association.
Whatever.
The NHA.
All right. The Santa Gertrudis breed
Yes.
developed on the legendary King Ranch is a cross between Shorthorn and Brahman cattle and is credited as being the first breed developed in the USA. Where is King Ranch located? Oklahoma,
in the
Hawaii,
USA.
Texas, or New Mexico? I'm torn between Texas and New Mexico here.
I kind of wanted to go New Mexico.
All right, let's go New
Because
Mexico.
again, it just feels like Texas is there to throw us off.
And the Santa Gertrudis, Santa Fe.
True.
Like, let's do it.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Last question, Evan.
The American Shorthorn Association is located what city?
Oh, God.
Is located what city? Kansas City, Omaha, Fort Worth, or St. Louis? I feel like I know this is Omaha, and I don't know why. Maybe I'm just thinking of Omaha Steaks.
I was also going to pick Omaha.
Actually.
So let's
Yeah, no, I think that's right. Because I once shot a radio ad with Omaha Steaks. I think I actually do know this.
Okay. Let's lock it in.
Guy brought meatballs. They were very good.
How many questions do you think we got right
How
before
many
I hit
questions
finish?
were there?
Great question.
Thank you. That's another question added to the list.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 questions.
I think we got 14.
I think we got 4. Let's see what we got.
Closest without going over.
6 out of 14.
Ouch.
So we were correct on what tallow was. That is the fat of the cow.
Off by a large margin on the medicines.
Yeah, we guessed 25 medicines come from cattle. It's actually 100. We guessed iron is the number one source from beef, but it is actually zinc. I guess it doesn't show what our answer was here, but
Right.
I'm going to assume it's correct that 720 quarter pound hamburgers would come from one steer.
Yeah, that is what we said. I don't think they're giving us that point. Hey,
Hey, we got Black Baldy correct for what you get when you breed an Angus with a Hereford. Brazil was the other top 2 producing beef country in the world
I
instead
narrowed
of
it
Russia.
down correctly.
Yeah.
Or actually, we don't know that I did, but one of my top 2 was Brazil. Damn it! It was Texas. I knew it.
Texas did have the most beef cows.
It was not on.
The gestation period we got correct with 285
Beautiful.
days. We were your initial instinct on the salivary glands of cattle
So
producing
close.
gallons of saliva was correct with 15 to 20 instead of 20 to 25.
To be fair, 20 is in both answers, so
it is.
We could still be right.
We both share that correct answer, I believe.
We got the
we were correct about the tons of manure that were produced, with
were.
being 4. And we were also correct on how many hours a day it chews its cud if it eats for 6 hours a day, being 8 hours. We were incorrect on the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. It is actually AAA, American Angus Association.
I don't believe it.
We were also incorrect on Santa Gertrudis. Texas struck again and was the correct answer. And Omaha was correct for where the American Shorthorn Association is located.
That I felt most confident about, I was right. The first and the last.
That's good. Great.
I know about tallow and I know about Omaha.
Well, that wraps things up, of course, for the How Do We Human Cow quiz.
Milk was a bad choice.
Pew, pew, pew!
Cow quiz. Cow quiz. Cow quiz.
Don't have a cow, Dad.
It's very good. I like it. I like it. I was gonna, man, probably just because we mentioned it. I was gonna say, what have we learned? Oh my god.
Well, I mean, we learned a lot of cow facts. I
We
don't know if
just
they'll stick
did.
with us, but
I'll quiz
we
you
learned a little
again.
bit about the Got Milk campaign.
Yeah,
And that's probably about it for what we learned.
possibly. Well, we learned how many pounds are in a ton.
That's true.
We learned who directed the first Got Milk commercial and when that was.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned that there is no blood necessarily in chocolate milk.
And we possibly could have gotten down that 16.4 million number of people who think that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Maybe
Yeah.
if you
if you
believed
learned.
that prior to listening to this episode, maybe you know now that that's false.
And we're happy for you.
And we can work on that percentage.
Yeah.
Another percentage that we can work on is listeners for this podcast and our engagement with you. You can check us out on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Amazon Music, on Pocket Casts, HowDoWeHuman.com.
Mhm.
Anywhere that you get your podcasts, you can find How Do We Human on there, and rate and review and comment and subscribe and follow and all of those wonderful buzzwords. And check us out on our social media. You can find us on Instagram at How Do We Human.
We got that handle. I'm distracted.
Find us on Facebook at How Do We Human.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
YouTube at How Do We Human.
I'll try it again. Get to the handle.
Or send us an email to howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
The best part of that handle is that it's fucking ours.
Evan, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Well, first, I would like to shout out, speaking of, you can reach us on Instagram, formerly mentioned super listener Jordan Parker just tagged us in an Instagram story. Says, be prepared with that How Do We Human. It's a picture of an earthquake kit with Eartha Kitt. Which made me giggle and distracted through that entire bit. Yes, I do. Thank you, Jordan. Do you remember the craze of icing? Where
The craze of ice?
you
Oh,
would-
yes,
it was like
yes.
college
With Smirnoff
people,
Ice. I
Smirnoff
thought you meant
Ice.
like, you remember when people were going crazy on cakes and doing a bunch of icing?
Oh, yeah.
But that's not what you meant. You
Over
meant
the-
like alcohol.
Yes, I meant like alcohol. That was a weird fad. People loved it,
Yeah.
though. And I'm like, let me get in on this. I don't want to encourage that kind of behavior in college students. Don't go drinking a whole Smirnoff Ice. You'll be off your fucking rocker the rest of the night. Smirnoff
True.
Ice. But here's a more family-friendly one that you can do if you're going to college and you don't want to be getting toasted. You go to a friend and you got the other thing like ready behind your back and be like, hey man, you want a Red Bull? They'll be like, fuck yeah, college students, they love the shit. They can't get enough caffeine. They're ready to go. Yeah, give it to me. And it's like, I think you misheard me. I said bread bowl. And then you're giving them a whole bread bowl full of soup and they have to chug it.
I like this.
You just got to be really careful. He said, bro, can I get you a Red Bull? I'm like, why are you talking like that? But yeah, fuck yeah, bro. Hit me. Give me wings. Bread Bulls give you rings, motherfucker. And, you know, when you do it, tell them Evan sent you. Chris.
Whoa, canceled podcaster Evan Cox.
Enough pussyfooting around, Chris. Tell us what you got going on.
This is an exciting business that I have coming up here. I'm getting into the apparel game.
Ooh, that's
Um,
apparent.
I've been shopping for something that seems like it should exist, and I have not yet found. And I'm talking about a hat that fits me and is all black with no logos on it.
Yes, that's great.
Can't seem to
Everyone
find
needs-
it. There are the hats that have like the extra stitching up front to create more of like a structure.
Yeah.
Can't have it. Doesn't fit
No.
on my head. And
Mm.
hats with big company logos. Can't have those either because I'm trying to wear this hat at work.
Mm.
And so what I'm working on is an unstructured kind of mesh hat that is black with no logos.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think I'm about to make a ton of money.
All right. I love that. I've always been a big supporter of baseball caps with no logos on them. I only own one.
Because
So I
they're hard to
guess not a
find.
big
Because
supporter.
everybody wants to put their huge brand on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm here. Let's do it. Let's just do it. But you know what would be better?
Let's just do it.
We'll put the HowDoWeHuman logo on the front. Let's put our big logo on it.
Let's do it.
Speaking of which, what I always put on my head, hats with the sports team's logo. You want to just commit to doing sports next week?
Sure. You
Going
want
to
to
sporting events?
solicit questions
Hit us
and
up.
stories again?
Be cool like Jordan. Send us stories or questions related to going to the sports games. You go to a stadium, what kind of food you getting? Talk to us. We want to talk to you.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.